Right now, there's nothing that is stopping them from just closing the series with a 2-0.
Yeah, the stage would be set for exactly that. NaVi, a dominant opener, taking away, you know, like the quintessential Bad News Eagles map of Ancient in ludicrously dominant fashion. And as they sit there flipping through their notebooks, they know that they're going to need to dig deep if they want to pull this one back on Nuke.
Yeah, no amount of prep is going to save the Eagles at this point as well. They've got to be coming in with flames lit beneath them. They've got to be firing on all cylinders because right now NaVi certainly are simple looking unbeatable in that opening map. BNE now on a map that they have been uncomfortable on themselves, but no time for second chances. This is your second chance, an elimination game, and Flatro finds the first.
Oh, all right, that's more like it. They're going to hit the ground running here. Oh, GXX having a wrestle with the dual Berettas. Sure, he's dead, but you'd like to think in the 4v1, Bad News Eagles should have this one under control. They're all pushed into the lobby. Some die young. Oh my God, don't give him this. The rat from Regon was in.
Would have liked a knife there.
And my God, that was almost, you could almost feel that starting to happen for some die young.
All right, they're getting energetic as well. They're shouting, they're screaming, they're trying to build themselves back into this series.
Yeah, you know, something I will say about this team, you and me, we've spoke a great deal with the Bad News Eagles. We've got to hang out with them a fair bit, and they are a great group of friends with one another, right? They do pump each other up. They do hang out all the time. So I think, you know, when you have these moments backstage, this isn't a squad that's going to sit there, go all silent, get in their heads. No, they've come to this major believing they've got what it takes.
Yeah, you definitely wonder how much of that was a factor for FaZe yesterday, right? Like how much after you know, you make such a ballsy call. Wait a second.
Hang on.
What's this? Little, they haven't got Deagle. What's the goal here? P250? No, they're just chilling. You know, when you make such a crazy call to play Ancient, play Vertigo over Ancient, your instaban, you know, and you lose it, what does that do to you mentally? How do you recover from that? Especially the way they lost it in overtime, on the back foot the entire series, or the entire map rather, still brought it back, still lost it. Sure, they may have shown up on Nuke, map that we're on right now, but it's yeah, it's a question mark. It's something that BNE will not have a problem with. You'd like to think, the mentality aspect. For now, NaVi are on a full eco. Perfecto has that Zeus, and I do want to see what he's going to do with it, but I doubt anything of interest.
Maybe he can survive the run to vent.
Yes,
let's see. Door swings open, nade goes in. Juicy one at that. Kill on a bit. We'll get one from the Glocks.
Yeah.
And now Perfecto wins.
Yes!
Ooh, you're going to get knifed. No! He finds one.
What are you doing?
Don't throw! Oh my God! Oh my God, BNE.
Laugh it off.
I gotta say, you know, I'm saying how good friends these guys are. I'm saying, you know, they do have a laugh, they do get on, and I think this is kind of their way. This is a very believable way that they would try to write off that last game.
To build themselves back in, to hype themselves up.
You want to come in and, like, you know, set a bit of, try get in their heads early.
I said they wouldn't tilt. If you lost that, you would definitely
They didn't lose it, though, so we don't have to worry about it.
Just a little more money. Terrifying round.
I thought everyone else thought the same thing, by the way. We were all seeing it.
Terrifying, but a round nonetheless. Bloody hell. NaVi set the smokes outside instantly, and they run right behind. It's actually Regon to find a kill on the A site. Electronic will get that shot over the top of the blue box, and they're going to try and cross a nade. Dodged, but players make it down secret for now. Oh, off the reload.
Main, yeah, simple. Here's that reload, and like a moth to a flame, he takes away main up the vents, and Nopsy goes into the crosshair as well. And fares just about as well as the last guy. Simple with the double opener, Seneri heading down lower. Just on a coin toss, really. And with this info gain, Simple, you know, taking main away. NaVi, if they kind of take their time on this one, they'll be able to figure out very, very quickly where this last man is. Bit's going to get that info, maybe more than the info, even flicking back to find that kill.
I love that routing. We see a lot of players do that. You know, if you sneak out double doors and you're scared of Xantara's position, those rafters above single, you know, walk all the way to dark. It puts, you know, gives you a nice bit of cover from the ramp side, and it gives you a perfect angle to pick that rafters player. But even so, it was, you know, NaVi coming in with their first gun round, looking good. I like that play through the smoke as well. Very ballsy call. BNE can't get comfortable on the CT side early. And even losing those extra guns after messing around in the second round. They have consequences, Harry. Simple, the giver of consequences. Quick tap outside. And they actually reset. Leaving Bit here means they might try and main wrap later in the round to go for another A play. That smoke's going to take the info away from BNE. GXX tries to hold on to it. Oh, where's that smoke going for Bit? That's a long one to lockers. GXX still playing up ahead of it. They're actually going to cross secret. Player already lower. He hasn't seen them make it down. They see him, and they find the kill as well.
Oh, Regon now spotted, and suddenly this little corner might just become where you die. They run him down as he was boxed in. Nowhere to go. Nowhere safe, at least. And so bad news, Eagles take a bit of a gamble, bringing both players down lower. This is another one of these rounds where as long as NaVi are pretty smart about it, which they often are, they should be hard-pressed to lose. And yeah, they get the info that A is clear. They move in now to an uncontested side of the map. And bad news, Eagles, hell, just going to look to hold on to these, you'd imagine. Synopsy goes fighting. Scenari's famous save ain't even guaranteed. Simple just wants to take it all away. And even though he falls, now that you've got this info, you know where Scenari is. Everyone's going to go looking for him. Up into the heavens, but outside is compromised, and Bit is there to lock that in.
Yeah, NaVi are so quick with it, man. Gonna be hard to get past shooters this fast. NaVi equalize a score early in this matchup, and yeah, I like how the desk framed it. Absolutely no way in for BNE is how you have to look at this game at this point. It would make it all the more unbelievable if they managed, but losing to FaZe on this one map yesterday, the one map they lost in that series, and NaVi just being an absolute beacon of consistency on Nuke. Their CT sides can be unbelievable. Simple, one of the most interesting players to watch in the world on CT Nuke. Arguably, if not definitively, his best map, or at least his best half. I like this little stack up on the A site. The boost gives you angles that will not be cleared coming out door and main. But if someone comes out the hut, you are in hot water. Not that NaVi are anywhere near. They've dropped lower, again, completely avoiding the setup of BNE as they have in all 3 of their rounds so far.
Yeah, just another situation where it's like, hey, Electronic, how have you managed this, man? It's like the perfect decisions you had to make to get to a point where you've just done everything in your power to counteract the BNE strat. We saw it constantly back on Ancient. We're already getting a taste of that early on here to open up Nuke. BNE will just keep this stack up on the A site, hoping that if NaVi do come looking, if anyone does want to go eco hunting, trying to pad these stats, and maybe you can knock something out of the round. And Simple seen a man in heaven. That's already got him tantalized by the prospect of making a bit of money on this Mac 10. It is, I would say, more than worth it for Simple to go looking.
Ooh, there's a kill. Grab it, and go for the gun. Why not? But that bomb will explode. They have to wait for it before they can drop off. Maybe someone runs now. Recon dies, unfortunately, but there is a...
Oh, on the ladder.
Why would you not go for it?
No, he did. He just got stuck on the ladder, yeah.
He went back up.
He tried to drop, and then it's like the classic. You just fumble, push S. And
Unfortunate. It would have been a free AK, and he had the timing to get it. But it's not the end of the world. Gun round coming out now for BNE. It's like a puppet.
Recon just a little weaker than everyone else, apparently.
All right, NaVi. They know they can set the precedent that they did on Ancient of a dominant first half if they win this round as well. Perfecto got stuck. He went event and he missed it. He walked through the smoke. It can be so hard. Often players getting lost. Simple won't. Sneaks his way down. They have to know about this potential for a B player already just due to the smoke. Electronic holds his until it fades. Simple. How will he try and crack open a site with no opponents? This ramp player tucked in tight. Scenario committed, but it's a great multi-kill position, especially with support. Simple. Will he call for glass to be broken on the upper site? Doesn't seem like it. Just going to wait for his time to strike. There's a glass break. BNE should have heard it, but Flashes actually went out at the same time. It's actually not broken, sorry. He waits for the rotate instead, and it feeds him. Easy kill. Flashes will fall. Scenari, they don't know about him. He's got kills on his plate, takes the first, and they trade well. Simple. Shutting down this outside rotate, unavailable. Juan Flatro still controls the B secret.
Yeah, now set up over here towards window. Bit tries to hunt him down, but can't knock him out of the round. Juan Flatro on this secret rotate, working wonders, but some Young's threaded the needle.
That's nice.
And found this gap over towards ramp, the tiniest of timings.
It's a fake out.
Going back now, hoping that this will keep Bad News Eagles divided. They're not faltering, still both down at lower. Juan Flatro now knocked out of it, and Regon, he was just moving away, all the way up towards Secret. Now I think if you're Sam Young, you're assuming he's rotated A. Tap on it. Hoping this bait's a peek, door swings open, and now Sam Young, a real chance in the clutch. It's a damn good try. But the Bad News Eagles hold the line.
Yeah, very nice attempt. But what a big round to win for BNE, considering how that round starts as well. Yeah, sure, they get that opener onto Perfecto, but Simple had so much space in secret, and BNE never knew about it. They just run right into it. Flatro saves it with not just that kill, but the closing clutch as well. 1v1 won by BNE. And there'd be no time like now to compete on a map that they have not proven themselves against the best teams in the world. Not even the up-and-comers. As Trace said, coming into that death segment, FaZe died for this. You'd at least want more competition out of BNE to make that feel like it was worth it. But NaVi, they don't care. They've got the trophy in mind and in sight.
Oh,
Another?
low HP player here, right? Simple tagged up.
Oh,
Forced forward by the molly. Yeah, that's a freebie for GXX. Bit an electronic over in secret, but they're trying to get back into the lobby. They're trying to help Perfecto out here because he's gotten the bomb. And he's in a bit of a bad way. He's getting pushed. Regon finds him, and as you try to plug this hole, as you try to make matters better, Juan Flatro was meant to cause you more problems. Electronic somehow aware. We'll check for that, and now the round opens up all over again. They've made a decision to separate here. I think a lot of teams would have elected to just stay grouped, play this trade game into the lobby, but it feels like they want to get this bomb, and they're counting on Bad News Eagles just not having discovered it. Pretty big bluff for Electronic to have called.
no time to go heaven.
Gonna have to commit to the A plate bit. 15 seconds, and he tries to get out through the door. He's shut out of the round by Regon, swinging out. Electronic with the double, and the third man actually peeks that from heaven. That's kind of crazy, considering GXX has like 2 HP as he takes that 1v1.
I think he knows if Electronic gets that bomb, he could, you know, it was very close. Maybe the time wasn't there, but that's why Electronic pulls a knife.
Yeah, I really don't think the time was there. That is a super scary fight, but
you have
honestly,
to go for it, yeah. You don't expect to get swung. I mean, that's why it's so crazy. That's why he's knife out, you know, he's not ready for a repeat. Nice try again. NaVi making these close rounds almost worth it, but BNE holding strong on the CT side. Yesterday they got 5 rounds against FaZe's 10. Offensive half on their map pick, and that was the most dominant map in the series, the only one not to go to overtime. 16-10 to FaZe Clan. Will NaVi be tested more than that today? They certainly weren't on their opener. It gave us a lot of hope for this squad, but there's a lot more to do. Day's not done. Krieg out for Simple, throwing it back. No money for the orb, not with all the trimmings. Spirit's still good, at least. We saw that in just the second round. And hey, even if BNE were to go home here, they can go home happy. Heads held high. They ruined, you know, #1 in the world. They had a solid challenger stage. They made back-to-back major appearances. But they want more than that.
Attack pause over. GXX with his orb is posted outside, has a bit of support here as well. Oh, but Simple's Krieg meets him from the silo.
Okay.
Yeah. Like trying to get a catch one Flatro, and this double outside setup that was meant to, maybe be the difference maker. Dead in the water. Regon has helped out by reclaiming that kill, and they're going to boost up into heaven here just to keep that flow of information available. I like this, right? Because otherwise you have a huge gap outside that you cannot plug from main. There was really no way to keep the info flow there. So now you've got Regon up in the heavens. He's going to be able to scout out outside and maybe even get involved to find a 3v3.
Yeah, he almost re-swung that, but he definitely realized better of it. He wants to play this later in the round, and he is now spotted by outside. Ladder timing not good, bit right below. NaVi 4-on-2, no excuses. This is their round. Into ramp they go, flanking down to the lower site. Scenario is being split from both sides, and he's almost grabbing a kill there. Could he escape? Oh, nice hop.
Nice hop.
1 health. Without it, he's dead, and he probably still is. It feels inevitable, and they will deliver that. Synopsy out of the round. Could think about saving that orb. It's still in Garage. Honestly, his best play, but maybe he feels like he has good timing here. It's not too bad, but NaVi have the numbers to consider every option of rotation. And you might also think that orb's been grabbed, considering NaVi ran all the way through Garage, but Simple shuts him out with the AK and ends that round. I love that for NaVi, because after Simple gets that pick on the back Garage player, you see how the timings get completely thrown off by BNE.
Yeah.
They don't see outside smokes. They think they have some room, but NaVi just dry walk 3 players past red. It gives them a 5-on-3 immediately. Double opener, and before BNE even realize what's going wrong, they are already out of the round.
Oh, force back in for Bad News Eagles. Really laying it all on the field here.
Couple of players, not even 2K.
We're sat around like the double eco territory.
Oh.
All right, the Krieg opened up last round. This time, Electronic and Perfecto going to be the ones to do it, just running amok inside of the A site. And honestly, if you're Bad News Eagles, a few of these moments, you sometimes see them go for it, sometimes see them attempt it. Part of me just would love to see a save and just try this again in the next. I don't think you're breaking back into this one, and that looks to be the decision made here.
I do like to see the Krieg come out from Simple. I mean, it felt like he just wanted to beat that AWP battle, and he knew this was the best gun to do it. Molly goes in, GXX repositions, and they'll hear that tick. I just wonder if Simple will grab the AWP when the opportunity presents itself. He could have picked it up last time, but it wasn't a mid-round. So maybe it looks like later. We'll see next round then, as he gets digged out. Oh, beautiful shots.
That's lovely.
But matters not. 5 rounds, and they don't even get the guns. Maybe last second attempt, and the Galil gets scavenged, but it's really not what you wanted. Considering it's still low money, they'll play it. One of the whole points of this major that we've been talking about was how open it was, right? Not just with so many competitive teams right now, but now even more so with the previous majors champions knocked out. Oh my God, it's fast.
Yeah, just another one of these fast A plays. This time, though, the USPs are getting away with murder. Oh, man, Simple's going to do it all alone, but he is making it happen. He's making it happen. Down in the 1v2. He's running out of ammo and just barely falls short. It's a low econ round for the Bad News Eagles to take that one over the line. A damn good try from Simple. I don't think you could have asked for much more there.
Can't be disappointed with that attempt. That was an absolute shredding on the A site. Every kill coming through in an instant. USPs for 2 of them as well. That's unbelievable that they even win that round. A very nice try from Simple, but still, BNE managing to make this game interesting. They've already matched their CT side versus FaZe.
Oh. On Flatro, they're already up past him. He's going to have to flick back for this, and that just sails right on by. Bit secures the bag. Now wrapping main. Bad News Eagles kind of caught by the timing on this one. NaVi very, very good at these quick pace changes, right? Just to completely blindside the opposition. Synopsy in at the back of the site is spammed out, and this round's already over. Simple's even hunting down Scenari. Electronic going to beat him to it, but it's a lead gained all over again for NaVi.
I want to talk about Electronic because think about the arc of this player, right? You know, we're definitely at a time where more firepower heavy players have turned into in-game leaders, right? Even Apex, obviously, maybe past his prime when he did so, had the pieces to make a great team. Mezzi as well, who hadn't played at Tier 1 for that long before he swapped to the role. Electronic, this wasn't what he was been waiting for his whole career. This was out of necessity. They needed this with the departure of Boomich, and boy, have NaVi's T sides looked incredible, winning their debut event with him as a captain and going on to do great things. I think it's been so impressive to see this arc of Electronic, who certainly wasn't having bad individual performances, was side by side in Simple in many of these series.
Yeah.
When he swapped in game leading, it also feels like his fragging hasn't really dropped off as a result.
Now, oh, the opportunity was there, but it's sailed by Synopsy.
Ugly Deagles.
And yeah, I think you're dead on, Hugo. It's a case, he wasn't like an Apex where he kind of needed that like rebrand almost, right? That like extra layer. No, he was very much one of the stars of this team. Scenari's Deagle. Hoping to be a star in this round.
Oh my goodness.
Double down and double dipped. NaVi. They've got the plant inside of A. There's a lot of guns outside, and Scenari might want to get his hands on them. Seems a little tenuous still, right? With Bit sat back over towards Secret. But there is this rifle in CT.
Yeah, it's his best option. Just go save spawn. He knows he can't win it, and the gun's right there. The bomb should blow it into CT, but he will. Oh, he's going for garage. He doesn't know.
Yeah, he doesn't know about that one.
He's getting the AK. He's not going to make it out alive. Bit's going to hear every single step, and this is done. NaVi, 7 rounds. Nice shots out of BNE. They've made some rounds interesting here, but NaVi are still putting on quite a performance on a T half of Nuke, and it's not even their best half yet. Blisteringly paced rounds, especially on these A site attacks. We'll probably see something more standard for NaVi now that BNE, after their double eco. Oh god, it's a 3rd low econ round. Is that force into double eco? They just can't get a grip on the funds. It's sending NaVi skyrocketing.
And dude, I mean, I've loved some of this, right, from NaVi when they get this pick outside. It's been one of their go-tos, is just to, find that outside kill. And then if they get it early, they really rapidly accelerate and pick up the pace in through main. It's been something they've done maybe 3 or 4 times thus far in this game. And it's just so frustrating. It really is. It throws all the timings off. It throws everything in a disarray. Suddenly this A defense is like scrambling to angles they didn't even know they had to consider until the moment the peak comes in.
Yeah. I mean, they've really dug their own grave with that double force. It was off the back of making it a 1v1 against Simple, right? So they knew they had NaVi's money on the rocks, but now this cash has built up even bigger. BNE are late to buying in the CT side. They may only have 5 by the end of the half. NaVi, something more standard. Smoke's coming through now. I like the change up.
Yeah, gonna look to try and cross with these. All the smoke's down. As mentioned, said it earlier on, right, NaVi, great at these little pace changes. This is an example of it. And it's, I imagine, on the back of, knowing that Bad News Eagles are going to have rifles all over again and will be looking for solutions to these problems. They stop giving you these fast rounds, these kind of drier fights outside. Yeah. This time it's all about obscuring information, denying that info on the cross and putting the fear in Bad News Eagles, just kind of reminding them that this is a possibility.
But they've got a response at least. They've taken lobby, they've pushed all the way through. Perfecto's alone, and once they've cleared radio, that should be the next port of call. That should be the next location to check If they don't, that's a big mistake that could come back to bite them in the arse. Flatro has his back turned right now. Sceneri's drop ramp because of this info, and they don't clear it. They just walk in, wander into Perfecto, wondering what's going on. Sceneri might have the answers. 2 kills down on the lower site. He drops in. Subdai Young eviscerates him, and a 2-on-2 ensues.
Oh, Recon up over the top, dropping in, and knocks them both out of the round. Lovely bit of discipline on the Famas, doesn't jump the gun, realizes the opportunity he's been given there and looks to seize it. He knows that he really needs to do good on a moment like that.
Yeah, and the reason is NaVi didn't know that all the lobby was cleared way earlier than that fight from Perfecto onto Flatro.
Yeah, it's like, if anything, actually, kind of the one Flatro run into the door maybe puts you under the false pretense that Bad News Eagles don't really know what's happening in the lobby.
But that was a quick rotate for BNE. You know, they know what's going on. A triple ramp drop, and they sneak all 3 into the site. So, you know, they catch NaVi off guard. They win a round. They've already upped their previous map's attempt, but 6 or 7 rounds CT Nuke is nothing to be happy about. NaVi, they don't want to get run at in this last round. They drop util everywhere to deny that. Flashes out. This high tempo A play rears its head once again.
Yeah, this time though, Bad News Eagles want to try and put a stop to it. They've got the resources, the facilities for that boss man. Electronic getting out of there. A man down, NaVi wounded, but not backed into a corner just yet. Sceneri in at ramp, calling for rotates, and there's a double lined up on his plate, but only the one. GXX will be the guy swooping in for the multi-kill, and it's a neck-and-neck first half when all is said and done. NaVi still eyeing up that 2-0, but Bad News Eagles this time are here to play.
It's hard to imagine the playoffs in Cologne without Nadas Vincere, and 2018 was no different. However, it wasn't just NaVi making it to the grand final that made that year in the Cathedral of Counter-Strike special. The German team Big and their almost miraculous run throughout the whole tournament made NaVi the antagonists of the event, and some fans will say it's a shame that Big's Cinderella story didn't receive a happy ending. Big may have leveled the scoreline by taking Dust 2.
Copy left nothing to be desired. Knew that there was a possibility a player would turn around and check it. Zeus tries to hold off. They knew he'd gone into the corner. They find him. Edwards in the sight, but they already pushed back through tunnels. Tizian gets the shot.
But NaVi's Electronic became a herald of what was soon to come.
Great mid-round calls. Now it's on to Electronic trying to isolate. Here we go. They completely surround him. How the hell do you turn that around?
To do nothing about this. What?
Oh, he reads it. He reads it. And an arc. A power surge right through 2.
What the hell just happened there?
NaVi shedded their skin and their scales, and those 2 BO1s dropped right in the final few rounds, and now this Serpent is strangling, wrapping around BNE on the T side of Nuke. A winning half for NaVi, a dominant game on Ancient over the Bad News Eagles, and now Elimination faces this young squad right down the barrel of the gun. NaVi about to pull the trigger on their CT side of Nuke.
Dual Berettas for Perfecto. Big fan of that. Taking them inside of this A bomb site. Simple posted outside, and Simple is going to be given action. The dualies are the thing to open, but Simple's getting run at, getting run down. Only good for one, as he is beat back eventually. Man advantage still residing with NaVi. However, Bad News Eagles, they've recognized the space they've got here outside. GXX trying to push up, trying to fight for heaven. Has a man locked in, and we'll find him with a clean tap. We're back into this 3v3 now. Electronic has pushed all the way through the lobby, all the way, and is now looking to commit to this wrap round outside, but timing's going to be everything, right? And Bad News Eagles have a good bit of room ahead of him here.
Yeah, NaVi realized this one well, though. They haven't fallen for any kind of secret drop. They know it's going to be
spot this, bro.
He is going to catch this, but he's going main. They know it's A. Both lobby players holding onto heaven and clearing the ramp side. Perfecto seconds away from success. About to spot this drop in from the top. Dualies. And more than enough bullets to find these kills.
Yeah, has to duck out of there as they do manage to get in through the heavens. Perfecto's going to wait for them to drop into the site and deal with them one at a time if that's what it takes. Regon's actually taken the bomb down lower to B while GXX is faking the A play. They've got him pinned in, so they're just going to take this fight. They are kind of glad that he's given them this 3v1 at the upper side of the map, and now the penny's going to drop. Well, hang on a moment. They've taken that bomb down lower.
Send those Dualies in first, scavenging, spamming. Regan on the site. He needs 2 taps right here, right now, and he can't do it. Perfecto, I love that. Jumping around corners, making his hitbox extremely hard to hit. His hitbox, rather. And that's a pistol for NaVi on top of an incredible first half on their T side. We said it in the first half. This might be Simple's best half in Counter-Strike, the CT side of Nuke, given all the freedom in the world to roam and to move and to rotate. On top of that, Electronic, one of the world's best outside players since Glaive. There's a lot of things to like in the second half for NaVi, and we're just getting started. 4 pistols out for BNE. They had a lot of force buys, a lot of low econ rounds in the first half. Somewhat dug themselves a bit of a hole with their investments.
The Eagles are out. The Bad News Eagle Deagle. It's always good for something, it feels like. Ooh, clean taps is Simple. Keeps them at range, just kind of pushing and prodding with this A1S.
Yeah, the vent drop as well for Electronics. Put him in the prying eyes of this red cross, and him and Simple can just trade fights in the second round. Easily done. Some shaky shots, but yet to really feel in danger on NaVi. And Electronic in no hurry. They can't flash him back into fights, but these dry walks are coming to a close, and 5 alive would feel fantastic. That's what NaVi will find. 2 SMGs, 3 rifles going into a gun round now. BNE got to start strong, got to start fast.
They're going to need to come out swinging, really. Can't afford a slow start here.
Simple's
faced with sorry, go on.
Simple's 4-0 in opening duels so far. Stop putting him outside with the AWP. That's only going to get better. That Molly forces hand.
Had to make a decision. Was decisive in his action, but ended up being the wrong one. Comes up short, spammed out. And an early advantage for the Bad News Eagles. One flat row. Deep outside as the util goes over. He will get out of there. He's had to drop his own smoke in here, but Electronic didn't buy it for a second. He's called the bluff on the outside play immediately and just runs at them. That's a insane way to find the 4v4.
That's awkward out the gate for BNE. It screams they didn't know what they wanted to do, right? He gets behind red, but he has to throw a smoke from a lineup. Like either has to just drop it on the fly or call for some support to do that util. His teammates had it available, but they're stuck in lobby and not just out of position for the nade, but also just going back got him spotted. That's why Electronic ran at him. He knew he was leaving. 10-7, 4-on-4. And an A-site desperate execute that NaVi are ready for.
Util going to go in at least. This is going to be nice to try and displace some Die Young, who does drop off the top of Heart.
Sharp.
The fact he hasn't fired off is ballsy, and now they don't know he's close. Regon. Oh, Synopsy's dead to full damage. Gravity's found him. Scenarios at least open up ramp and will give them a route down into this B side. But look at NaVi, man, straight down the vent. They are all here. It's a 2v2 very quickly. And with one of these doors blowing off like that, it's really awkward for GXX. Tries to plant, the spam gets him off the bomb, and NaVi have done enough to run away with the first rifle round of Bad News Eagles, but a bonus round for NaVi. Super lucrative. And a worst-case scenario for how this opens up if you're a BNE fan.
Yeah, it's a nice idea for BNE, right? It gives them two options as they throw in an A fake. Either Synopsy can get something done outside, slash the hot player gets the entry, and then they commit with it. Or if they bail, they just double back to ramp with Scenari leading it. But NaVi is just so quick to rotate out. I do wonder if that door blow-up was on purpose as well. We've talked about that in previous games. That being an option. Leaving it open makes it very difficult for Tees to get comfortable planting in the B site. A 5-on-4 that NaVi find early off of these steadfast attacks for BNE. When they go quick, they're not catching NaVi off guard by any means. Spam found Synopsy, now out ramp. Bit looks for more, and he's going to be able to drop off if he wants as well. There's actually no support. This is the one time NaVi are not going to have a setup to deal with this ramp room, so Electronic can't retake it. He's got to hold on from hell.
Still, as far as stances go once you've lost ramp, these are pretty forward ones for NaVi. Bit holds on to lower. They get the info that GXX is down here in hell, and Simple's looking for him. Smoke out. GXX tries to play ahead of it. That's the AWP. Trapped in spawn.
What?
Simple hits that. That's crazy. We see that from the other perspective. It looks so fast, and the fact it's the no-scope is even wilder.
Dear, oh dear. And just the fact that he's going for that, I can barely blame him after last map. Check it. Disrespectful from Simple. Would you expect anything else? 12-7, NaVi shown up today. No fear on the stage. Crowd on their side. And momentum as they move. Flatro fast. This time he gets a smokes given by his teammates to allow him down to B. This is BNE's best chance of position alone to make something happen.
On Flatro. Ooh, off the vent angle. Has to flick back to it, but will deal with Electronic. Simple still waiting over towards ramp. Posted with the AWP. Right place, right time, but that flashbang looks like it's going to get him off the angle. He actually goes back in with the no-scope. Simple. Now that you've seen the troll under the bridge, do you want to pay the toll to get past this ramp room? Simple's moving back in. There's a man in plain view. He's seen him now. BNE get a kill. They might just look to go back here. GXX locked in this fight with Simple while the rest of the gang still wait back towards the lobby. It's kind of awkward here, man. BNE are very split up. If they go into A and Perfecto is able to get away with something, this can still fall apart. Back of the site, he's all alone. Gonna have to do it, but he is doing it. 2 in the round. Now tucked in, the bomb dropped in Heart. He's buying more than enough time. This is perfect. Living up to his name, GXX through heaven won't have the angle. He's wasted so much time. And even though he's dead after the double, he's done his part in the round. Simple's on the ladder. This guy's been going for almost exclusively no scope, so don't mess with him here. GXX low on HP, has to cross for the bomb. What is he even meant to do in this situation? Won't both of them. They give him the fights, and they're going to come to regret it.
A bit too cocky to close. I don't know if they knew, but he just came out of heaven. There's no way he had that bomb. It should have been called by Perfecto, dropped in the heart. What a nice try, but his team never came up the vent. They never came through main. They wasted, he bought all that time. They didn't play off of it. They let BNE fall into the site, and that swing to trade, they will regret it. That should never be around for BNE, not after Perfecto finds a double on top. But if it was ever gonna allow you to build back in, it would be off the back of a clutch that quick. Great shooting. One of those rounds where a hand's off the keyboard with simply of one you at a time.
Yeah. You know, I do think, I don't think they're fighting him there because they think he has the bomb. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, they just want to close it.
Yeah, I think that's, you know, just really trying to salt in the wound, and you end up paying the ultimate price, and you kind of now hope to yourself, oh dear, hopefully that hasn't reignited this for Bad News Eagles. Ooh. Okay, thank God it said written. I was going to say, who's going to tell him?
Bad news for you. And, well, good news for the Eagles that they get around on this T side. It was about time. 4 in a row for NaVi broken. Going to have this close flash. Ever since that one mistake in the yard take, Flatro has been assisted a lot more in outside. But Electronic is yet to be as aggressive as he once was. Called it off a little bit. Perfecto's starting lower. BNE. They get some room out, but because Flatro's not moving far, I would expect this to be an A play with him splitting main. They've got to try and draw Perfecto's attention away, who's come back up the vent, not convinced by this lower take. He threw a smoke and he leaves. This is such a nice read for NaVi. They have no info to go off of this, but they are perfectly piecing this puzzle together. As they flank the ramp side, as the util comes in from above, they can cut off this bomb dropping down the ladder.
Oh, Some Die Young doubling down, and now the wrap coming in. It never even gets out into the site. It's a real rough one. Bad News Eagles reduced to dust. Nothing but feathers and bones at the end of that one there.
That's just NaVi having the map experience, man. There's no reason for them to have that info. There's no reason for them to know it's a fake out on lower into an A hit, but they make the perfect call. They come back up vent, they re-aggress ramp at the right time, and BNE, they must be confused after that round. They telegraphed nothing that was an A play, and NaVi are stacked to the nines and flanking. Experience shines through. 13-8.
I mean, this is very reassuring, right? Think about it. For NaVi, the kind of whole nature of this major changed just yesterday when FaZe were eliminated. It's like, oh, suddenly the big threat, the big contender that they were massively worried about, gone. And so this becomes one where you look at it and you say, well, this could easily be theirs. Regon fast through main, bit of a NaVi-esque round from him here, really, but only good for one from it. Perfecto tries to cross out, tries to just play the numbers game on this, and he's given the fights, he's given the peaks. Low HP on the main players, but not a shot connecting. NaVi starting to run away with this.
Yeah, it did feel inevitable right after that first map, after you destroy BNE on Ancient that easily on your CT side. On their best map pick, they don't even win the pistol. They force fought every round of second half. They were never in that game, and even though we had a couple of clutch rounds coming through at the end of the first half here, NaVi have asserted dominance and dominion on Nuke. 14-8. Another buy with barely any utility, and that's a disgusting flick.
Wow.
Simple has been on it today. Is this his first Orb CT? I think it might be. Not really. Been a necessity, been a need. He wasn't running it T-side either. Oh no, it's not his first Orb. He's got all those no-scopes. What am I saying? But he's not really been needed, regardless of that.
Last time he scoped with the Orb.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll give you that one.
Oh,
GXX. There's the equalizer. And I tell you what, mate, he has been giving us a good game as GXX here. Not even really had to don that Orb himself. Instead, been a lot of this high-flying rifling from the guy. Bit in a ramp. Annihilated from the peak of Regon. And this is one of these moments where there isn't really that contingency plan. There isn't really that kind of backup over towards ramp to offer any assistance. Don't have the resources after losing Electronic.
Oh boy.
It's given a lot of room over, and Regon will look to take the round here and now on the back of just holding W, keeping that pace high after getting the ramp kill. Giving NaVi a taste of their own medicine almost.
Simple getting very vocal as well. Probably not about the fact that they're saving. Trying to patch things up for that next round, as BNE have guaranteed a 9th for now. Ooh, Molly would give away the save spot, and it's not, you know, always going to be ramp. This is a map that actually has plenty of options to save on CT, more often than not towards a spawn, and so it's unlikely BNE will snuff this one out. Going to run spawn side. Ooh, someone comes ramp. Hello, Simple's dead. Orb shot finally misses, and Regon does not, tapping out 2 more. Okay. There's something in the water.
Hey man, they win that round, but and not the first T-side round we've seen them pick up. Don't get me wrong, it's a convincing fashion. It just can't afford to be a one and done, right? And there was some real nice moments to this. There were some real nice moments in that round there. So hopefully that's going to reignite a bit of a fire under the Bad News Eagles, especially with GXX, you know, giving us such a big performance. Him and Regon in that round. Huge, right?
Yeah.
Lovely opening sequence of Regon, and the closers won't bad either.
Yeah, I mean, they're winning their rounds off of getting quick picks, right? Making these main drops, making kind of crazy plays. But at the same time, NaVi have been really good at finding their opening kills on CT so far. So I don't think you're going to catch them out a lot. BNE still need to show depth on a T side of a map that they've never really accomplished anything on. They would have to dig deeper than we've ever seen them. And NaVi are ready to receive yet again. Simple orbed. Smoke wall. Quite a different one here. I don't know if it got mollied.
Yeah, that's
like
definitely mollied.
BNE either way setting up an A take, but NaVi won't be surprised.
Yeah, once again, you know, like you've stopped the fake part from happening. You've denied that kind of play that Bad News Eagles were hoping for, and so it's very easy for NaVi to try and get ahead of the curve on this. Now, this is where the slowdown from Bad News Eagles is nice. If anything, that smoke to keep them from pushing is kind of put NaVi in a bit of a weird spot.
They need this entry onto Bit because they don't have util to win around here. They have to just fight their way out. It's what they're known for. But Bit has a beautiful angle to just fall off and survive. He's reinforced that B site. BNE can't really go back to A. They don't have the util to take it, to smoke main, to molly heaven, to get those flashes CT vent. They've just got to clear CT. They're again just roaming the map, and Electronic has a perfect angle to end it.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to peek here, right? Can just sit behind the box, try to waste even more time. Does elect to go for the wide swing and falls to Scenarii. Perfecto into the back of the site. Great in this position. Oh, he loves it. Gives us the double. GXX, weapon of choice in hand. Gonna have to come up big. Top performer right now for the Bad News Eagles. Been flying high all damn game.
Does the M4 have ammo? Might need a quick reload.
8 bullets. 8 bullets to try and hold on to this round. He's getting aggressive. He wants to bring the fight to them, and that's a decision that he will come to regret.
They know they're feeling the burn. NaVi just patient in a post plant. They messed up a 2-on-1 in that exact same identical position before, and they will not do it again. He comes to them. And Perfecto, what a lovely double after BNE trade their way through every position. 1-for-1 on the top site, forcing Bit down lower. 1-for-1 through Hell as well. We needed a multi-kill, and of course it's Perfecto at the back of the A bomb site on Nuke, where he really made a name for himself on this team. We've talked a lot about Simple and Electronic. They take all the glory. But Perfecto as an anchor player has always been a solid part of NaVi's defense here. Shows it once again. 15-9, and it might be the end of the line for the Eagles.
Yeah, which, you know, gonna feel devastating, especially after riding the high of beating FaZe yesterday, going from that to this. It's night and day, and it's showing that, you know, NaVi, sure, they might have had a very kind of rough go at the opener to even be in this 1-2 spot, but they are looking to right those wrongs. And they're looking to go for the trophy after all.
Oh, you know, it wouldn't have been right if we didn't get Simple in secret to shut down an outside cross.
Well, let's see if he can. Posted with the orb, right place, right time for Simple, but Even though he strikes first, it's only the leg. Flash to try and get him off the angle. He's got support, but now they're both in the vents. Find spaces here. They could get caught on one another. Perfecto and Simple sliding past each other. Perfecto swinging and gets that trade. It's a 3v2. Bad News Eagles starting to run out of steam here. Scenario in the vents, and Juan Flatro out in this A site, gonna give a route for this bomb to come up, but in the hut, Sundar Young, auto shotgun. Is this how it ends for the Eagles? Clay Pigeon shooting maybe. On the back of the auto shot, Juan Flatro, 1v3 to try keep him in it. He's got no health. Bomb's gotten away from him. He's hunting the frags and Bit's ready for it. There's the closer, 2-0 for NaVi. A convincing win in this series. Bad News Eagles never even really in it. That one's gonna hurt for the BNE squad, but for NaVi, it's a sigh of relief. The NaVi we wanted might be back after all.